Hey guys, John Jr. here, bringing you guys another APA video, this time for week 12 of the APA, the final week here in the APA. And before you go ahead and skip to when the battle actually starts, please listen to a couple of things that I have to say. First of all, like I said, this is the final week in the APA. We are currently 5-6 going into this match, and there are 3 teams that are fighting for last seed, us being one of them, and the other 2 teams are Kelly and Vivid, which are the Maryland Terrapins and the South Texas Sableyes, and we're last out of those 3 teams fighting for that last spot in the playoffs. So in order to make playoffs, we not only have to win this, but they have to both lose. Or it doesn't matter if we win 6-0 and one of them loses 6-0, both of them have to lose, otherwise we just don't make playoffs. We'll be 9th seed if we win, which sucks, unless both of them win, and then it doesn't matter anyway. But we need both of them to lose to make playoffs, and that would be phenomenal. That would put us at 8th seed, and we would be facing either Gator or A-Drive first, I believe. And neither of these matches have happened at the time of me recording this, by the way, so I have absolutely zero idea whether or not I have made playoffs, which is crazy because I'm in suspense, and if we do, I have to scramble to make a playoff team, but it's okay, it'll work. Second, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for a phenomenal season. First of all, I want to thank Panther, Dan, and Mitty for the opportunity that this provided me. This has opened so many doors to me, and many of you guys have seen my quality in my content just skyrocket ever since I've gotten in the APA, and that's because it's made me really want to strive to be the best I could possibly be. And a lot of you have tagged along for this ride, and I really appreciate every single one of you that have clicked on my video, said a nice word about me, said something about me to one of your friends, just kept me in your mind. Like, I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll never be able to show that. We started out at 189 subs whenever I joined the APA. Go ahead and scroll down and you'll see that we are almost at 500. We might be at 500 by the time this video comes out, which is crazy to me because 500 was my end of the year goal that I didn't think was reachable, and we're not even halfway through the year yet, and we're about to hit my goal, and that's thanks to you guys. So go ahead and give all of you guys a pat on the back. I want to thank each and every one of you. I do want to go ahead and say that I have been watching a lot of Draft League content recently because I've kind of been out of the YouTube loop. Besides uploading my own videos and watching some friends' videos, I've been watching like Mega Mogwai, A-Drive, like old seasons of theirs. So hopefully I'll be able to like be more energetic, you know, get more into my videos. And I think my videos are super quality as it is, but I do want to go ahead and make them as enjoyable as I can for you guys. So if you guys have any suggestions on what I can do to make these videos more enjoyable for you guys, for new viewers, for returning subscribers, please let me know down below. With all that being said, we are going up against Mewtwo fan Nate here in the final week of the APA. Make sure to check him out down in the description below. His channel will be the first thing under when the battle actually starts. And if you haven't watched his channel, please do. He makes some quality content. I think he's about to start getting into some Duel Link stuff, which maybe I'll get into it with him. I don't know. Nate's a pretty good friend of mine, one of the good friends that I made through the APA, and I'm really grateful to have been able to talk to him and stuff. And it was super hyped to be able to play him here in the last week. And he's got a really scary team. He's actually got a core that we had earlier in the season, which is Infernape, Mega Scizor, Raikou, a very, very good core, a lot of momentum, and very, very scary, and he has a lot of heavy hitters to kind of compensate with that, such as Hoopa and things like that. So, without further ado, his team is Hoopa U, Infernape, Whimsicott, Nidoking, Raikou, Mega Blastoise, Tyrantrum, Talonflame, Doublade, Pangoro, and Pinsir. And with free Z format, this team is absolutely horrifying. There are so many different things that this team can do. He has amazing Z users in like Hoopa, Infernape, Raikou, Tyrantrum, even Pangoro. Even Pinsir can use Z move well. Talonflame is a good Z user. Z Memento Whimsicott, he's got an amazing squad, and it's super, super scary for us to face. But I'm really confident going into this match that we can win this game. As far as the 6 mons that I do think he is going to bring, I think Nidoking is an absolute must. Nidoking slaps us around, kind of picks up our team and throws it against the wall and just kind of has its own way with us. Nidoking just does way too much against our team than it should. Like, our answer to it is Snorlax, I guess? Oh, I forgot to change the gifts. Imagine being named John Jr. and forgetting to change the gifts. Anyway, our answer to Nidoking is probably only the Snorlax on our team. Other than that, it just comes down to predicting what move he's going to click and win. He can very easily bring something like Dual Stab, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower, or Dual Stab, Flamethrower, and Sub, and he can absolutely mess us up. I'm probably not going to bring Toxic Spikes, maybe Stealth Rock over Sub if he does decide to not bring Ice Beam. But Nidoking's just a very, very scary Pokemon, and honestly, I forgot about it when building. Whenever I got to Team Preview, spoiler alert, he did bring Nidoking. Whenever I got to Team Preview, I literally said, huh, I think I lose to Nidoking. So, with that being said, Nidoking just absolutely demolishes us. You know what's crazy? He also had Hoopa, not Scizor, on the 6 mons that I thought he was going to bring. I don't know why I thought he was going to bring Mega Scizor, because I have Mega Scizor. I'm big dumb. So it turns out the core that he had was a Raikou and Infernape, not Mega Scizor. I'm big dumb. But anyway, His Hoopa was another mon that I thought was going to come. Hoopa just absolutely decimated us. Fire Punch, Gunk Shot, Psychic Stab, and then Filler Move, maybe Trick Room. I kind of expected Trick Room through attacks. That kind of blew through us. If we did bring Rhyperior, he would have to kind of find a way to break that, but other than that, Hoopa absolutely demolished us. The next mon, Raikou. Raikou put in a ton of work. Raikou with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, just constantly keeping up momentum, getting him into a bunch of mods that we can't do anything against. He was forced to bring HP Grass if he did bring it though because of our Rhyperior, but other than that, Raikou absolutely wrecked us, and I was very, very scared of Raikou. Next up, I thought he was going to bring Whimsicott, and I really hoped he was going to bring Whimsicott because we got some really cool tech for it. I thought he was probably going to bring Encore Dual Stab with a filler move at the end. I wasn't sure on the filler move, in order to encore our Zygarde to constantly Dragon Dance or sub whatever we decided to do, because our team does have a lot of setup, and I thought that maybe he would want to capitalize on that with Encore. I thought that Tyrantrum was going to come. Tyrantrum was really cool for Raikou to pivot in and him just to Dragon Dance, or if he was a slow Tyrantrum with Hoopa Trick Room, that was very, very scary, and Tyrantrum just kind of clicked Head Smash against our team. We didn't have the best switch-ins, though I could see if he didn't want to bring it because of our Scizor. I guess I didn't really calculate to see how much damage we did to it with Bullet Punch, but I guess that would make some sense. And then lastly, I really expected a bulky Talonflame to be a pivot on his team. Our rock type is Archeops, and wouldn't you know it, some people actually don't think Archeops is a good Pokemon. That's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine being one of those people. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be us. Couldn't be the Portland Nightshaders. We know Archeops is a good Pokemon. So I thought my man was going to diss Archeops and bring a bulky pivot Talonflame for the Scizor. So that's why you see the goat on your screen, by the way. Archeops is coming. So as far as the team that we're bringing and why we are bringing it, the first mon here is going to be Mega Scizor, Rock, Paper, Mega Scizor. Going to bring him for the last time, bro. And this is really heartwarming because I think we brought him to the first game, or at least we had him in the first draft. And he is going to potentially end the season with us, depending on if Kelly or Vivid win or lose, and depending on if we win or lose. So Mega Scizor does good and bad at the same time. It breaks a lot of his threats with Bullet Punch. Like Hoopa is weak to physical attacks, and we do have Bullet Punch for something like the Tyrantrum. But like I said, Talonflame does wall us. We can live a Fire Punch from the Hoopa. We can outspeed a 0-speed Hoopa if he is a Trick Room Hoopa, which is something that I was very, very scared of. And we can live 2 non-modest, non-stab moves from Blastoise. So that basically means we can live 2 Dark Pulses, 2 Aura Spheres, 2 etc. Insert move here. And those were... I didn't really know if he needed a Water Stab against us. Maybe it hit the Rhyperior just in case, but I thought Aura Spear covered him pretty nicely. So I thought Water Stab was actually kind of not needed against us. So that's our Mega Scizor set. Next up here we do have Tapu Fini. I did notice that if we didn't bring Tapu Fini, Blastoise kind of ran through us if he did bring it. So I decided let's go ahead and bring Athena here. I don't like the Mon very much at all, but we are going to bring it and see what it can do. Surf, Moonblast, Light Screen, Defog. We can live a Life Orb, Nidoking, Sludge Wave, which is pretty bonkers, and we have a 75% chance to OHKO a 0 HP Force Spadef Nidoking with Surf. I didn't want to bring Hydro. I figured it was better to take the 75% chance to kill than the 80% chance to do any damage. So that's why I went with that for, we do have Light Screen because if we go into Blastoise, I feel like clicking Light Screen is pretty free, and then Defog because we don't want Archeops to get into the Fetus because Archeops is indeed the GOAT Pokemon. We can outspeed a max Adamant Pangoro, and then I think we put the rest in Spadef. Next up here, we got the GOAT. You guys already know we had to bring Arrowhead after the way he performed the last 2 games. He is a phenomenal Pokemon. I know he missed last game, he missed the Stone Edge against Imbi, and that sucked, that did suck, but it's okay. It's okay, because Arrowhead is back. I went and got his eyes fixed, I went and got his eyes checked. Turns out he does not need glasses, he just had something in his eye that day, I don't know what it was, but he's back and he's ready to rock out with some nice, accurate rock-type moves. I think, unfortunately, we do have to be Scarf because Talonflame plus the Raikou really scare me, and if he is Scarf Hoopa, that's very, very scary, or Scarf Nidoking, so I wanted something to be able to check those in the back. Earthquake plus Rock Stab just hits absolutely everything on his team, and then U-turn for something like the Hoopa, we can catch that off guard. And this is actually a pretty good lead to just kind of lead and click U-turn. The only thing that would make me not want to do that is if he leads Raikou and I'm like, he might be Scarf, I don't know yet. So, other than that, we did go 252 Adamant because this is a strong little guy, and then we went a rock-friendly number of HP with the rest in the defenses. Next up here, we do have the tech on Shuckle King, the Zygarde, 1000 Arrows, Dragon Dance, Sub, Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave, obviously, for the one mon that resists 1000 Arrows, which is Whimsicott. And then, 1000 Arrows goes blows through every Pokemon. Dragon Dance to Dragon Dance up potentially, and then sub to get behind a sub. Obviously, duh, I didn't need to explain that one. I'm big dumb. We have Mental Herb, and what Mental Herb does is if we get Encore specifically from that Whimsicott, we get the Encore negated, and then we just blow it back with a Sludge Wave, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm kind of expecting like a scenario like this to go down. Like I click Dragon Dance on his insert Pokemon, and he switches out in the Whimsicott, and then he goes for the Prankster Encore, and I'm like, no. We blow it back with a Sludge Wave, and we win the game with Zygarde. That was a scenario that I was playing through my head, and I was really looking forward to using this Zygarde so much. But we can outspeed a Scarf Tyrantrum at +1, and then we can live a Life Orb Moonblast from Whimsicott. Whimsicott's not very strong at all, so if something happens and the Mental Herb does go away beforehand, and he is like Scarf Whimsicott or something, we can live that no problem, because we do have enough to live the Life Orb Whimsicott. I didn't think that through. But anyway, Zygarde here, ready to rock. I'm really looking forward to this set. Next up, I didn't really know what else to bring, but I saw Rhyperior and his dual stabs do phenomenal this game. Like I said with Arrowhead earlier, Rock Stab in general just does really, really nice. Earthquake plus Rock Blast hits basically everything on his team, and just in case we didn't have enough for Talonflame, I wanted something else. We have Sub because, like I said, I didn't really know what to do with this set, so we went Sub Protect with Leftovers, and hopefully it'll be able to pull through. We can live 2 CC from Infernape after Leftovers. Then we can live 2 Specs HP Ices from the Raikou. The reason that I went with HP Ice over HP Grass from the Raikou is because I believe we can still live 1 HP Grass from the Raikou, but if he doesn't bring HP Ice on Raikou, then it is set up fodder for Zygarde, and HP Ice also allows him to hit Rhyperior. So I know I said HP Grass earlier on the Raikou, but I really expect HP Ice. Last up here, we've got my toxic friend Kurt. Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, Nasty Plot, Encore, and we are fodder for the Calm Mind Raikou and the Tyrantrum, which is very, very scary, but we do have Encore to potentially lock Mons into certain moves and get Zygarde into set up easier. Dual Stab just does phenomenal against his team overall. Nasty Plot, we are very, very fast, and we can get in a position to where we might win. And Z-Poison honestly has basically no switch-ins besides like the Doublade, but it's not going to switch into a neutral fire, or a normal Fire Blast, excuse me. And honestly, if we can get a Nasty Plot up and we guarantee that he has no Scarfers, because I am kind of expecting a Trick Room team, then we can kind of blow some things back. And that's going to be the squad that we're rocking with here, guys. I'm looking forward to this one. This was the most fun I've had building with this team by far. I get to bring my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which I actually have not done in any of the other 4 games, so that's going to be really, really cool. But thank you guys so much for watching this team builder. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and hop in this match. Okay guys, so we are here in this battle against Nate. Before we get into anything else, make sure to check him out down below. Super nice dude. Really glad that he's one of my friends that I've met through the APA. And let's go ahead and get into this battle. So looking at the team that he brought, I did not mess up this time. I have the correct mod on the layout, I do believe. He did bring the Mega Blastoise over the Raikou, which not bringing Raikou completely shocked me. I was so thrown off by him not bringing Raikou. I thought Raikou absolutely decimated us and was probably the second best mod against us besides Nidoking. But Blastoise itself did pretty good against us too. I wasn't too surprised to see Blastoise, but I was kind of interested to see how he was going to deal with the Finny. And then he did bring Pangoro over the Tyrantrum, which no Tyrantrum, again, not super surprising, but Pangoro was definitely surprising. Did not expect Pangoro at all. As soon as I saw that mon, I knew he had to have probably Fighting Stab, Gunk Shot, and Fire Punch, and then I had no idea on the last move. But maybe Ice Punch, actually. But all that being said, I don't even know if it gets Ice Punch. All that being said, I believe what I decided to do here was lead Archeops no matter what he led. It was a really, really solid matchup. If he decided to lead Whimsicott, I was just going to click Stone Edge, I think, or maybe I was going to go out into Salazzle, maybe expecting a Stun Spore, which I don't think he'd bring, given I have Misty Terrain. But if he led Nidoking, then I KO'd with Earthquake. If he led Hoopa, I KO'd with U-Turn. If he led Pangoro, I clicked U-Turn. If he led Talonflame, I clicked Stone Edge or Rock Slide, depending on how crazy I was feeling. And if he led Blastoise, then I would just click U-Turn and get some momentum and go right in the fin and get it there. So, starting off here, you are going to see that he is going to challenge us. And like I said, guys, if you skipped the team builder, make sure to watch the beginning of that. I go over basically a whole lot of stuff that's going on with the APA. But I go ahead and go into Arrowhead here. Like I said, the goat looking so goofy, dude. I love this Pokemon. And he leads just for show, which is going to be the Blastoise. So, this was not the ideal matchup. This was the one matchup that I didn't really want, but I knew that I was pretty free to click U-Turn U-turn here and kind of gauge if he was a faster Blastoise, maybe a more defensive Blastoise, kind of gauge some damage here. And we are adamant, so if he's no HP, we're looking to do about 25 to 30% to him. If he's max HP, it's about 20 to 25. So we do about 25 to 30 there, so we know that he's probably 252 timid, 252 modest, something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and switch into Athena. Athena is my guaranteed check to this Mon. Blastoise is actually helpless against Finny. That's one of the upsides about Finny, the Misty Terrain. But he goes ahead and goes for Water Pulse, and he's going to do pretty much negative damage to us. We pretty much recovered that from 2 rounds of leftovers, so we basically had to just click a button here for free. Here, I had a tough decision to make. I knew he was going to switch out, so I could do one of 3 things. I could either click Light Screen, expecting him to go into Whimsicott, I could click Surf, expecting him to go into Nidoking, or I could click Moonblast and just get damage on whatever comes in, because it hits everything that's not named Nidoking. So what I decided to do was I decided to go ahead and click Surf because I expected the Nidoking to come in, and if we get some damage off on that, I had to play really aggressive towards the Nidoking because, like I said in the team builder, Nidoking destroys my team. I have no switch-ins for the Nidoking, but he goes ahead and sends in Whimsicott, and I'm fine with this. I know this Mon, like, it can hurt us for super effective damage, obviously, but as long as Misty Terrain is up, Salazzle is a guaranteed switch into this Mon. It literally cannot touch Salazzle unless he's packing HP ground, which if he is, then phenomenal prep. That's all I can say about that. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go hard Salazzle, my toxic friend Kurt here, as he is actually going to reveal to be a completely different team than what we were expecting. He's going to go ahead and click Tailwind, and this made my mind explode. If you guys watched the team builder, I expected a Trick Room team. He's not a Trick Room team, he's a Tailwind team. That threw me off guard so bad. He's going to go ahead and go to Nidoking here. I had a decision to make. I either clicked Fire Blast expecting Nidoking or Sludge Wave expecting Blastoise. He didn't have another switch in besides those 2 Pokemon. I decided to go ahead and click Fire Blast, and we do connect, and we are going to get a little bit of information about this Nidoking. He is going to be fully offensive, no HP, or very, very little HP, because we do about 70% there, maybe 75 even. But I decided to go into Mega Scizor here, because there's a couple of things that he can do. He can click either Ice Beam, Earth Power, or Flamethrower. If he clicks Flamethrower, then phenomenal play. I think we live 1 anyway. I could be wrong about that. If he clicks Ice Beam, expecting our Archeops, then good play on his part, and Archeops is the obvious switch in my opinion. And then if he clicks Earth Power, Scizor can actually live 2. So I expected him to probably click Earth Power and play it safe a little bit early on. I almost went Archeops, but I decided if we go Scizor, we can come in and then we can click Bullet Punch with almost no downsides, or we can click U-turn, or we can hard switch, depending on what he wants to do. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam here, and that is going to do about 0 to my Nidoking. And you can see that he was expecting the Archeops there, so I'm very glad we did not go into Archeops. I thought Scizor was a pretty 0 downside play. He's going to withdraw, not trying to risk the Bullet Punch, and I do believe that I hard switched out here, expecting the Talonflame Flame Body. I could have clicked U-turn very, very easily, but I knew he sent in Talonflame, and him sending this in basically told me, yes, this Mon is Flame Body, and I made a great switch into Archeops expecting this Mon. I knew Tailwind was going to go away, and I knew that he had basically no switch ins to Archeops. So he's going to go ahead and go into Nidoking here. This was his only resist to Rock Slide, so I went ahead and clicked Rock Slide because we basically picked up a KO here. We were adamant Archeops, we picked up a KO. And Nidoking's going to go down, and now we don't have to worry about this scary, scary Pokemon anymore. That Mon was actually the scariest thing to switch into, so it going down so early was amazing. He's going to go ahead and go into Pangoro here, which is very scary because I didn't know how to deal with this. But I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I expected maybe like a Rock Slide or a Fighting type move. And I'm going to go ahead and go into Salazzle. Salazzle was our check to Whimsicott, so it wasn't crazy important. So I was kind of okay risking that if he did decide to like click Earthquake or something wild, but he actually clicks Parting Shot, which I didn't know this Pokemon got, which is pretty cool and kind of makes me want to draft Pangoro in the future. But he's going to go ahead and go into this Mon, I don't know how you pronounce that, which is the Hoopa-U, which is such a scary Pokemon. I expected maybe a Trick Room to come off here, maybe it was still Trick Room under Tailwind team, I didn't know. I go into Rhyperior because we can live 2 Hyperspace Furies from a banded Hoopa after Protect Leftovers recovery, so he goes ahead and he goes for Hyperspace Fury, and we can see that he is not banded based on that damage. It would have done a little bit over half if he was. He's going to get the defense drop and reveal to be Life Orb, so that's phenomenal. We now know that. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Rock Blast in case he wants to switch into the Talonflame. I was fine clicking Rock Blast. He had no switch-ins besides the Pangoro. Or I might have clicked Earthquake. I don't know. Either way, he's packing the Energy Ball, so we know 2 of his moves, and he blows back Rhyperior. Rhyperior wasn't super useful in this game. The only thing it was here for was Talonflame, but I think our boy Arrowhead can more than handle that. And here, I have a couple of options, right? I'm Scarf, I'm faster than him no matter what. We know he's not Scarf, so he knows that we're faster no matter what. We can click U-turn here, and we can absolutely blow this thing back. We can probably do about 50,000 damage, kill about an army of Hoopa-U's. Or we can click Stone Edge or /Rock Slide, expecting to switch into the Talonflame. Now, I was so close to clicking Rock Slide, and I really should have, but I decided to click U-turn because I really thought that maybe he wasn't going to go Talonflame, or even if he did, it was a 30% chance to get a burn anyway, so what was the point in risking it? But Archeops is looking like a really good late game win con to just lock into Stone Edge there. He is going to reveal to be Flame Body, and unfortunately Archeops is going to basically become useless now, which definitely sucks, and it makes me have to play completely differently because I was kind of planning to win through Archeops, but that's fine. That's fine. I realized here that I can kind of just go into Zygarde for free and absolutely destroy this man. Now, I clicked this very, very fast without thinking. I didn't know that Talonflame got the move he's about to click, which is Will-O-Wisp, which is a little bit weird of a bring when I have Misty Terrain. I didn't really expect that, but he is going to Will-O-Wisp me, which is fine. I don't care too much. I'm just going to go ahead and get a Dragon Dance off because Zygarde's 1,000 Arrows is still ridiculous to switch into, and if we get to +2, we'll just be basically neutral with +2 speed. So I think what I decided to do here is I just clicked 1,000 Arrows because I think we could kill Blastoise with 2,000 Arrows, or it was a roll to kill Blastoise with 2,000 Arrows if he did decide to go into that, and I think we always killed Pangoro with 2,000 Arrows, even at the burn thing, so I go ahead and click 1,000 Arrows here as he does go into Blastoise here. I went for sub. That was a good play too, just to kind of scout out what he did, see if he did stay in or not. But like I said, 2,000 Arrows should kill this Blastoise. We know that he's no HP based on damage from earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and click 1,000 Arrows. At this point, I'm not switching out because this Zygarde's burned anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And it does look like that's a roll to be a 2-shot, maybe. I don't know how much of a roll in our favor it is, but he's going to go ahead and click Ice Beam here and break our sub, so that is absolutely fine. And getting this Blastoise out of the way, either we get the Blastoise out of the way now, which is phenomenal, or we could get a free switch into Scizor if he does decide to kill us and we lose the roll, and then we can hard switch into maybe Finny on the Talonflame. I'm not entirely sure where I would have went from there, but we are going to get a crit there. I'm not sure how much the crit mattered. It looked like it was in range of the 1,000 Arrows. It might have been a roll, and fun fact, I didn't know it was a crit until that very second because I looked away because I thought it was just a kill. So anyway, he's going to go ahead and go into Vegan Eats, which is going to be the Pangoro, putting this with a little bit, if I can speak, putting a little bit more damage on this thing, puts it in range of Salazzle, what's it called, Z Poisonium, or just Fire Blast in general. So we are going to go ahead and click 1,000 Arrows, and Salazzle is looking like our late game win con at this point in the match. I know I said it was useless earlier, but at this point in the match it's looking kind of clean, and he gained a lot of HP back. That confirmed that he was banded, probably Adamant unless he was Jolly with a max roll. But I'm going to go ahead and go Finny here because, like I said, I am 99% sure that he is banded, and if he's not banded, then he's probably Scarfed. I don't see a non-choice Pangoro coming this game, but he's going to go ahead and switch out here and go into the Whimsicott, and that's fine. I do believe I end up clicking Moonblast. Either way, yeah. I end up clicking Moonblast because his only switch into Moonblast was gone at this point in the match. I click Moonblast here and do a huge chunk to the Whimsicott, and I had to play very, very carefully now because I didn't expect him to click Giga Drain here, so I could have just clicked Moonblast and killed it, and I was very, very close to doing that, but we were in a position to where he can click Tailwind, and a lot of his mons are faster than our team. If he clicks Tailwind and he has 4 turns of Tailwind, I was fairly certain that Hoopa could win or at least get 2 kills, and then Scizor come in and kill it in a second, and then he still has what's it called? Talonflame. So we had to play this very, very carefully because Talonflame was a guaranteed check to Scizor, and Hoopa beat everything that wasn't Scizor. So we had to be extremely cautious. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay in and click Moonblast. I expected the Tailwind. Or no, I stay in and click Light Screen because this puts us in a position to where the Whimsicott's not super scary, and I wanted to burn a turn of Tailwind. That's really the only reason I did that. I wanted to burn a turn of Tailwind. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out here into the Crit, the Salazzle, because I know that this is a guaranteed check to this Pokemon, and he can't do too much to us. But he's gonna go ahead and go for the U-turn, which is very, very scary. And I wish I would have just stayed in and clicked Moonblast because I would have basically picked up a KO, unless he went Talonflame, I guess. But Finny checks Talonflame, so it is what it is. But he's gonna go ahead and go into the Hoopa, and this is so scary, man. This is so scary. We've got to make a decision. We know he's Life Orb, and that is playing in our favor. Actually, he cannot. He cannot live a Scizor BP at 60%. So basically, what needs to happen is we need to get 2 more rounds of Life Orb damage on him here. So we have to make some really good predictions. So obviously here he's got to go for Hyperspace Fury. If he doesn't, then Salazzle will live and do a huge dent to him. And like I said, I think Salazzle is a late game win con. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out here, expecting him to click Hyperspace Fury. And I'm going to go ahead and sack Arrowhead. Unfortunately, Arrowhead didn't have the most use left in this game. The only thing that it could do was click Scarf U-turn on like this Pokemon or something like that, and even then we were burned, so it didn't matter at all. So I'm unfortunately going to go ahead and sack Arrowhead and make it to where his defense dropped, which I didn't realize until just now, by the way, and he's going to go ahead and take another round of life orb damage. So if I was a smart player and I realized that his defense was dropped, I would have went Scizor right there, but I didn't, because I didn't know that Hyperspace Fury did that until just now. So I'm going to go ahead and go Finny and try to bait out the Gunk Shot. As I do go hard Rock, Paper, Scissors, I wanted to just guarantee that he had Gunk Shot, and he does have Gunk Shot. So that's phenomenal, and the Tailwind goes out, which is great, phenomenal. I wanted the Tailwind to go away, and everything's working in my favor now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve and go for BP. I don't want to mess with this threat. This is a huge threat to my entire team, and if he does go Talonflame and burns us, that's fine. We still have Finny, and Finny's kind of looking clean in this game. And actually, I'm thinking if we get a nasty plot up with Salazzle, we do win at this point in the game. So we are going to be able to pick up the KO there on the Hoopa. I guess he probably forgot about the defense drop too, as he's going to go ahead and go into the Talonflame there. So Talonflame, very scary Pokemon for us to deal with at this point in the match. I'm going to go ahead and switch out, and I go into Finny, because at this point Finny is my best answer to this Pokemon. The Blastoise is gone, so Finny's not got the most use left in the world. And the scariest thing here was I was so scared of a U-turn, because if he U-turns and goes into Whimsicott, he could win with a Tailwind. And he clicks U-turn. And this is so scary because, like, we can still lose this game. If he turns out to not be Choice Band Pangoro and can switch moves, then we might lose this game. But he goes into Vegan Eats, which is Pangoro, and this really surprised me because I'm a fast Tapu Fini. If he's adamant, I actually outspeed him. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out here, not risking anything, because I can't tell if he was Jolly and got a high roll before, or adamant and got a min roll. So I wanted to switch out and play it safe. I expected the Gunk Shot, so I go into the Scizor, but he actually goes for Parting Shot. So he played that very well. After the match, he told me he didn't have Gunk Shot, which was actually crazy because at this point in the match, I'm pretty sure Tapu Fini just wins because he didn't have Gunk Shot, but that's okay. It is what it is. He goes ahead and goes into Talonflame, and this is very scary for me to try to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I was very tempted to just stay in and eat the Flare Blitz and have him take a recoil, but I go into Salazzle here because if he Brave Bird, that's fine. We are faster more than likely because, or we're not faster more than likely, but I don't know why I went Salazzle there, actually. I have no idea. Maybe I expected the U-turn. He goes into the Vegan Eats, which is going to be the Pangoro, and at this point in the match, I click Poison Z and I get a kill. That's basically how this is. Maybe that's what I wanted to do. Maybe I just wanted to go hard into Salazzle and pick up a KO. I'm going to go ahead and go for this Z Poison, and as long as this Pangoro can't live this. And this confirms that he was probably banded, not scarfed. And this also confirms... This does not confirm if he's Adamant or Jolly, actually. We outspeed Jolly Pangoro because Pangoro is super slow, even if he's scarfed. He only hit 181 and we hit 184, which is awesome. So we are going to Z Acid Downpour and blow that thing back. That was not a roll unless he was very bulky. Pangoro is going to get off my screen, and that was a very scary Pokemon. And at this point in the match, Salazzle just clicks a couple of buttons and wins. He goes into Talonflame, and I didn't know this at the time. The reason that I was so hesitant to say the stuff that I did earlier about Salazzle outspeeding was because at the time I didn't know Salazzle outsped, but Salazzle did outspeed the Talonflame, and he's going to turn out to be special and not even have a flying type move. So either way, Salazzle was the play there. Like, I didn't know it at the time, but Salazzle was definitely the play to switch into this Talonflame because he cannot touch us. He has Will-O-Wisp, Fire Blast, probably Roost, I would assume, and U-turn. But we do click Sludge Wave there, and we are going to pick up the KO on Talonflame, and my toxic friend Kurt is going to be able to pull through and win us the game, as his last mon is going to be Whimsicott. There's no way this Whimsicott can come back unless it's like a Nasty Plot. It doesn't get Nasty Plot unless it's something crazy. I don't know. He's going to go ahead and click Tailwind there just to kind of show it off one more time, as we are going to go ahead and click Sludge Wave, and Salazzle is going to be able to pick up the final kill here on the season and be able to pick up the final dub here. And now we are 6-6. We performed a lot worse than I wanted to. But good game to Nate, by the way. Good game to Nate. Please go check him out down below. Phenomenal person, super nice guy, and I highly recommend you check out his content. Make some great content. But all that being said, we did go 6-6, and I'm really disappointed in the way I performed. I really feel like I could have went. I really feel like I should have done a lot better. The way I play, I really like 2 wins for every loss, so I would have absolutely loved to go 8-4, but I didn't, which sucks. And we didn't have too many losses to luck. If any, we had 1 loss to luck, I think, General Tar Heel. There might have been 1 more that I can't think of, but it is what it is. We weren't too unlucky this season. We weren't too lucky either. It was a pretty neutral season as far as luck goes, so I can't be too mad. Now our playoff hopes are in the hands of both Kelly and Vivid. We have to hope both of them lose. Nothing against those guys. I love both of them, and they are great people, but I really hope that both of them lose so we can actually make playoffs. If this was the end of the season, there will be another video recapping the season after this video because I had so much fun with this season. I'm going to give proper thanks to everybody, not just a quick 2-minute shout out in the beginning of the video. I want to give a proper 10-15 minute video shouting everybody out, giving thanks to everyone, and thanks to you guys. So with that being said, if this is the end of our APA season, we had a good run. If nothing else, we're probably going to be 9th seed and be 1 seed out of the playoffs if both of those people lose, which sucks so bad. At the time of seeing this, you guys will know whether or not I made playoffs or not if you go check out their videos. At the time of recording this, though, they haven't been played, so I have no idea. So with all that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for a phenomenal season. All of the support has been overwhelming this season. I literally cannot thank you guys enough. That's why I'm going to make a video over it. That's why I'm going to make a season recap video. I want to thank each and every one of you one last time, and thank you guys so much for watching. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.